Hey, 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 ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your second defense match of the day. This time we're going to be casting M5 versus AL, and I say we because joining me is none other than the illustrious Luminous. Luminous, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing great. Looking forward to these two teams playing M5. One of the teams invited to the international, and of course, Absolution, the other team. So this is a
Yeah, it's a
preview,
sneak
you may
peek.
say. Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it, and not sure if you got to catch the matches in the intermission, but I was watching a bit of the Join Dota Masters. M5 really crushing through Mouse. They've been favoring the Tinker a lot lately. I've seen at least twice from them in the past couple of days. Interestingly, Absolute Legends dropped a match to IG, and they picked a Tinker, but it was laid up against the broodmother, really struggled. So the Tinker is the hero that I am personally keeping my eye on. Curious to see if he'll be banned or picked this game. Always a fun hero to watch, but for now, it is very standard ban. The Beastmaster eats it.
PGG always loved to do this, playing on the Sentinel side, or the Radiant, excuse me, banning the Beastmaster on the Dire side, who he just leaves in the pool. Really kind of respect the fact that the Beastmaster could be doing some ancient pooling that we so often see on the bot lane. On the Dire side, he's like, yeah, you could do it on the Radiant ancient pool. It's very, very far away. It takes a lot more work to get to it.
Yeah,
So kind of a PGG brew of banning that most other captains don't even try to imitate.
it really is a lot more awkward. You can stack the Ancients up top as Radiant, but if you're doing that, there's no way you're getting back to the lane in time to get experience, unless the wave is very far pushed. So it's more of a desperation measure, whereas on the Dire side, you can pretty much do it and get some experience in the lane at the same time. So it's a much easier trade-off. Darkseer, of course, a hero that Absolute Legends has been known to run, and M5, I mean, they haven't run it as much recently, nor have they been as successful with it recently. At least not that I've seen. I mean, all these teams are playing so many matches. You really can't catch them all, but back in the Star Series, they were dominant with it. And it's certainly a hero that has a lot of wombo combo potentially. Another hero to keep an eye on, well, it's PGG's Enigma. This is a hero, I think if there's one hero M5 love, and if you want to give them one signature hero, it's got to be that Enigma, right?
It's Enigma, and they got a couple more. That's the thing. With M5, they have so many signature heroes. You talked about the Tinker just mentioning earlier, Enigma, like right now. Vigos got a couple himself. He's got the Night Stalker that's really good at. Solo mid windrunner who always rotates off to the side lane to provide ganking support. So good on that Tinker. Silent, who plays a very mean Shadow Demon as a support, or sometimes move on as a Carbless carry row. So we got couple of different heroes. It depends if Absolute Legend is afraid of those heroes, whether they have done their homework, prepare for those kind of strat. But it's one team that Absolute Legend. One thing at Absolute Legend, I mean, they aren't having the best performance compared to the other international invite teams. In terms of the draft, I feel like they're always solid. I don't ever usually see Godai getting outpicked. It's just the execution that's sometimes a little bit sketchy for Absolute Legend. But of course, you got to keep in mind they're playing constantly with 250, 300 ping. So
Yeah, exactly.
One of the funny thing that occurred to me was at the DreamHack. I'm not sure if you saw the interview with Toby. Mizuki was saying, "Man, we actually get to run a couple more strats now. Now that we're playing with zero ping environment." I kind of looked at that and chuckled.
It's like if you play basketball and you've got a guy who's 7 feet, 7.5 feet, especially if you're in college. So like that, then you can run dunks. You can play a lot of aggressive post play. If you have a big wide receiver in American football, well, then you could go deep and sort of toss it up there. But if you don't have, either the players or specifically the tools to be able to perform those technical plays, like hitting long range Marana arrows, setting up pudge hooks. Bleak ran that pudge at DreamHack, by the way. It was in a matchup. I think it was up against 4FC. Not the most difficult opponent for AL, but man, his hooks were on fire, and that is a hero I would love to see in this game. It's a very
We're not
risky
going to see
pick,
this game.
but
We're not going to see it.
but that's the kind of thing that you're talking about. It's
Yeah.
these heroes that are a little bit more technical, a little bit harder to execute with. If you have that lower pin, you can do it. But that being said, even if you want to run those, you got to get some practice in, whether it's in scrims or officials. You can't just say, "Oh, we can run a new strat," but if you haven't practiced it, well, it's probably not going to work out too well. The practice very important for the execution. Very slow start to this draft. Enchantress gets the ban here, which has you wondering, is AL thinking about that Chen? It's definitely a hero they love to play.
I mean, if AO gets Chen, they will be very happy with it. And to be honest, they might even get it considering how the draft is going lately, where there's so many really good heroes that you gotta ban. I mean, there's Invoker that's in the pool, Broodmother, Lycanthrope, Rubik, Wisp. I mean, you could just name off more than 10 heroes that leshrac, Shadow Demon, right? All these heroes that requires a ban.
Yep.
Chen might just sneak by, and to be honest, Godot is, in my opinion, the second best Chen in the world, at least statistically wise. He's right after Puppy. And when you're right after Puppy, you're in good company. And there you go, Chen remains full. And let's see if M5 is going to be first picking that one.
Well, there are two of those heroes that you're talking about, and I think the list is actually more around 20. There are some that are higher priority than others, but if these teams had their way, I think there's about 20 heroes or so that they would all love to ban if they got those 10 bans each. Of course, that would make for some interesting picks, but the Lycan and the Prophet get banned out here. A lot of pushing heroes being banned, as well as some team fighters, the Darkseer, the Cast Knight, and the Beastmaster, a little bit of gank as well, but first pick Chen, that leaves the Enigma available, and you gotta wonder if AL's thinking about it. Shadow Demon, Leshrac's best friend, of course, also in the pool. Invoker is available as well, and if you want it, that's one of the things we see a lot from teams nowadays, is that Invoker, Shadow Demon, Leshrac 1-2-3 combo, but it will be another pushing hero, Leshrac and Lone Druid. Man, these guys will be able to mow down towers if they get a good start.
Yeah, and these guys, unlike most other pushers like Chen and whatnot, are very good going up a hill as well. I know we're only in the pick phase, but in order to win a game, you got to push up a hill sometimes, and that's what Lone Druid really excels in. That many other pushers we don't see. Like, I mean, Leshrac's decent at pushing up the hill. You could sort of do it. Chen could sort of do it with discreet, but if you want raw muscle, Lone Druid provides it to you. Again, we're really far away from that stage. And, you know, earlier when we were casting the game, we were trying to predict what carry you're going to see. I think it was Fnatic's last pick, right? We're saying, is it going to be a Morphling? Is it going to be a Shadow Fiend or something off the wall? And right when we were going through that question, it just lighted on me. A lot of times, it actually doesn't matter what the carry hero is picked up. Most of the time, it's on the other four. If you don't have a good laning stage, it doesn't matter what carry you have. You're going to just lose the game. And it seems like more teams are providing a little bit more attention to the laning stage. Syllaber is one of those heroes that can give you a laning presence that not many other carry can.
If the laning stage is the goal here, Absolute Legends have three of the strongest laners in the game. Syllaber, or the low Druid rather, Enigma and leshrac. A lot of burst damage, a lot of lane control available. Now, we'll probably see that Enigma shift over into the jungle. At least there's a good chance of it. But if he wants to be in a lane, so good, denying creeps, having a lot of last hit damage with the Eidolon. AL have some very solid lanes. They also have flexibility here. They can go for a little bit more team fight, maybe some ganking. Whatever they want to do, they have those options. Whereas for M5, I mean, they have some options too. Both these teams leaving their drafts fairly open-ended. M5, it's not clear if they want to push. Chen, while he's known for his pushing, you can go into him as sort of a mid-game hero with the mechanism up, the ult to heal people, Holy Persuasion to send heroes back to base, and then look for him to be a really strong support in the late game. So really, neither team has tipped their hand, and that's normally a sign of an interesting second stage to the draft. We're going to see a Queen of Pain and Tidehunter get banned out. M5 a little bit worried about the team fight of AL, and it's a pretty smart ban. Tidehunter plus Enigma. Well, it's pretty hard to mess that combo up.
Of course, there's a Pulse Nova from leshrac. Don't forget about that. That is some big AoE as well. My question is Absolute Legend going to pay a little bit of respect to that Tinker? You talk about the Holy Persuasion and defensive power of that Chen, but I mean, sometimes Tinker just runs out of mana. You Holy Persuade him back, and he's right back with full mana, ready to go.
That's a great point.
So, and of course, there's a Night Stalker. You're running some of a kind of mid-game push lineup, but you're never going to get to mid-game if Vigos gank the hell out of you. And there's only one ban left, so... No, they're going to ban the Night Stalker themselves. This is really interesting.
Very interesting here. They ban out the Night Stalker. Wondering if maybe that Windrunner is the hero they have their eyes on. Night Stalker and Windrunner are two of Vigos' most played heroes, and generally whenever you watch M5 play, you'll see some big plays from the other players, but the guy who really sets the pace for this team is Vigos. He's normally playing either that semi-carry or the ganker role. One of the most aggressive heroes. Well, sometimes he can be a hero in the game, and sometimes, well, you'd be a little over-aggressive those work out. But Vigos is really one of the most aggressive players in the entire Dota scene. So look for him to control the pace here. And if he gets off to that fast start, a Taker ban. So maybe AL was watching that last M5 game, or maybe they just don't want to deal with the Taker. Either way, he gets the ban.
Yep. I'm wondering what Absolute Legend's going to be picking on their support role. Crystal Maiden's always a great choice, frostbiting those Chen creeps since 1994. Dota's not even around 1994, but you know, guys, what I'm saying. It was in our such hearts. A common pick. Yeah, there you go. And Radiant, we're thinking of a Windrunner plus something else, but you know, it could easily change, especially when you have heroes like Sanking who could easily move between the semi-carry role and the support role.
Yeah, a lot of flexibility here. Let's go, Lina. Interesting pick. I will say this gives them more burst damage. Very strong combination. Sand King Burrow Strike, Lina follow up with the Light Strike Array. Both heroes do a little bit of auto attack damage. You could finish them off with the Dragon Slave and eventually the ult. She gives you a lot of anti-push against summons. It'll help with the Eidolons. It's not going to do a whole lot against the bear, though, because the bear just has so much health. You can't really bring it down. It's also not going to help versus the Plague Wards. Normally when we see Lina picked up, it is for that sort of anti-push capability and the burst damage. The burst damage definitely going to be helpful against AL. The anti-push, I'm not sure how much he really brings to the table versus this AL lineup.
I mean, by herself, she's not going to provide too much in terms of anti-push, but when you're combining with a Meteor or EMP Tornado, the damage will add up, so we can't really ignore that. And the burst damage, I think that's really what's picked for. Look at how many squishy there is. I know the venomancer was picked afterwards, but still, Enigma, it's very, very killable. leshrac, definitely killable. And the venomancer.
Broodmother.
And now we're going to see a broodmother, and so we're going to see somewhat of a split push coming from M5, trying to dominate the map, split it open, and apply pressure all over the place. And when you have that in mind, Lina's not bad. She has 2 AoE nukes, and not many other supports will give you that.
You know, I really like this Broodmother pick here because it's going to require a lot of attention from AL. If you look at their heroes, AL don't have a natural counter to the Broodmother in the laning stage. Sure, you know, Syllabear, leshrac, Enigma, and Venomancer, all these heroes have some form of anti-push, but nothing that really mows down the spider lanes early on. So if she can have that decent start, Broodmother is going to be an absolute terror in the mid game. The question is, will she get it? There is a lot of ganking from AL. They have heroes who can come out from the jungle, heroes who can roam effectively like Venomancer. Pugna is the pick. Well, I'll let you talk about that one, Lumi, but this Broodmother, it's definitely a hero that you have to be afraid of. If you give her that start, usually you don't see teams come back from a fed Broodmother early on.
It's definitely hard to come back, but I mean, Absolute Legend, they got a couple intelligence heroes. I mean, they could go into Force Staff if they want to do so. Pugna's a hero that drains Altar's HP as well. Spiderlings, Chen creeps, gotta be careful as well. But that Nether Ward, it is gonna hurt. First of all, it's gonna cancel the Epicenter into Blink combo, as it will zap the Sanking, canceling the Blink Dagger. Guess how much mana Laguna Blade costs? I don't know the exact amount, but it's a hell of a lot. So if she's casting, she's probably gonna burst herself down before doing so. Invoker is a hero that will take a lot of zapping, as before you get the Acceptor, Invoke takes a whole bunch of mana to invoke through. You gotta keep in mind the negative degen aura that the Nether Ward gives you as well. So some of these heroes that require a lot of mana to go through, Invoker, Sanking, they're gonna be short. So Absolute Legends 5th pick, I really love it. Godak gonna be handling the Enigma Musica on the leshrac, Shatan on the Enigma, or excuse me, on the Pugna, excuse me. Snoopy playing that Venomancer, and Bleak on that carry lone druid.
Yeah, Bleak, actually, interesting choice here. 3
Yeah.
healing salves. Guessing he's going into the off lane, which we certainly see a lot from lone druid. No, they're going for level 1. Roshan, into the pit they go. I'll introduce M5 later. Well, actually, no, I'll introduce it now. As they're just heading out to the lanes. Caught completely unawares from the looks of it. Blood Angel on that Broodmother. And a pause by PGG. What a time for a pause. If this goes over 2 minutes, well, then you're going to have some Reddit threads. I'll say
what
that much.
host is it? I'm doing a ping check right now. We do see Absolute Legend sitting at around 350 ping. PGG himself and his team around 200. That's all I'm saying.
I don't exactly think M5 are the ones dealing with more lag here. So,
Well, I mean, it's not the first time that European teams have complained about pings. Just an honest remark.
To be fair, they normally they're used to playing with very low pings, especially back in the Dota 1 days. It would almost always be hosts in the European region, but nowadays Dota 2 is much more of an international game. You even see the Chinese teams coming up and playing matches against teams outside of China, which back in Dota 1 you would never see. But while we have this pause, Admir on the Invoker. No orb selected yet, but it looks like he will be going for the Exhort build, headed solo mid. Vigas on a Sand King, and he's going to be dual laning it up with SS on the top lane. A lot of burst damage. Let's try, and AL want this on pause ASAP. They do not want to get stream cheated here. Not that I'm accusing M5, but there have been teams that have suspected the past. So the unpause happens, the ward's being laid down. Roshan dropping pretty quickly, and man, the bear is just the perfect unit to have. So damn tanky. Really helps out this Roshan attempt.
Yeah, Radiant has no idea. If you're looking at the pings all over the map, they don't see it. Godot's going to be relegated to the tanking role for a little bit. Hopefully he doesn't get bashed to death. One bash could mean the death of him. And here comes the Broodmother. Well, she's got into the wrong neighborhood as a whole bunch of Dire Hero forcing him away, but will that be enough to slow down this Roshan?
I really think they do.
So the Broodmother is in position, and she could always threaten to grab the Aegis. Do they have any Sentry Wards available? No Sentry Wards. And with enough heroes joining the fight, well, that's a heavy investment. And suddenly we're seeing Bleak basically have 3 salves, and he's not going to have a good time on that bot lane. They're not roaming into any other lane. Are they going to do a 5-man push on bot, or are they just waiting to go right back into the
Oh, they're trying to go right back into Roshan. I gotta figure, no? Are they really going for this 5 5-man lane, Absolute Legends with some great shenanigans to start this game off. This is not what you expect when you tune into a game of Dota. No matter how many crazy ones you see, a Blood Angel might be the prize here, but no Sentry Ward. So how are they going to kill him? Well, they're not. They're just going to go for this 5-man push. All right, so Louis, this is something we almost never see, but what are some like key sort of considerations here? Obviously, this tower is going to go down. What are the trade-offs for M5?
M5 gotta be making sure they farm and farm while auto-attacking. They gotta do as much damage to the other lane's tower as possible. Broodmother, I mean, sure, she's gonna lose a tier 1 tower. You gotta react. Whether Absolution is gonna go for a tier 2 push or not. If they go for the tier 2 push, you start sending 1 or 2 guys back. If they don't, you know, you just rotate and play even with 1 tower down. Seems like Absolution is gonna keep going. And now you can see that the rotation coming from SS Snoopy down to very low in terms of HP. You got to be very careful. If you're Absolute Legend, upgrade that courier, get yourself some regen, get yourself that headdress, as well as a pair of Sentry Wards, because you know that Broodmother's free food whenever you find them. We don't see any of that from... There's an upgrade on the courier. What are sentries coming in right now? We don't know. But yeah, look at mid lane. You can see M5 responding with the push. Top lane, you can see V getting Caustic Finale. This is the perfect response from M5. And we got ourselves a game here.
Well, AL are going to get the second tower. It's just a question of how long it takes them. And what is the trade-off? If they give up even 1 tier 1, let alone 2, you also have to keep in mind, M5 will be way ahead in terms of experience. Whenever you run this 5-man strat, you're splitting experience between 5 heroes, and especially if you're not getting kills, you will fall behind. The
Brood on the back.
Oh,
yeah,
nice
she's
backstab.
She's cutting off the creep wave 1 by 1. Earlier she was just hitting it once, going to Invis, and hitting it once again, just really delaying the push. Tier 2 eventually is going to go down, but the tower now shooting on heroes, and that's not what they want to be. The wards are not doing enough damage or tanking.
They're getting one-shot.
And the creep wave, yeah, that's why I'm saying Absolute Legend need to get that Sentry Ward, and I feel like they're making a couple of mistakes. Sunstrike's going to come in, it's going to miss here. But again, Broodmother, look towards Blood Angel. He's going to just try to stop the next creep wave.
You know, what I'm curious about right now is, were they planning on doing this regardless of whether they are, even if they got the Aegis, or is this just sort of their fallback plan? I guess we'll have to ask them to find out. They're going to get the tower, but the tier 1 already traded mid. And if we look at the experience graph, this is one of those times where it is very relevant. Already a 2,000 experience lead for the Radiant. Is AL going to stop? We saw MTW win a game in about 15 minutes. I think it was a week ago at this point, and AL maybe try to do the same here. They're looking to go high ground, or at least pressure high ground. What they really want, I think, is to bait some TPs back.
They want to bait some TP back, but M5 don't care because they know that the tier 3 will survive for quite a bit. Pushing up a hill is very, very difficult, considering that the 25% miss chance is quite relevant when you have 5 range heroes trying to auto-attack, and you can see that now Absolute Legend rotating back in because Broodmother, again, up to that shenanigan, cutting out Creep Wave. I think Absolute Legend right now should cut their losses, teleport up to the top lane and trying to defend the tower, and play a normal game. I mean, they got 2 tier 2 towers. This is not bad. They got a good Roshan lineup. They can go for some mid to late game advantage.
No, they're not going to.
Yeah,
no, they're not going to stop. And here we go, 3 heroes from behind. Even level 2 Dragon Slave will hurt these heroes quite a bit. Look at Musical, only 340 health. Broodmother, do they have detection yet? Haven't seen it. I'm clicking on all the heroes trying to find. Oh, look at that Dragon Slave. Oh my goodness. Almost chopping up. Oh, and the Sunstrike coming as well. Where is it? No, it's not going to land. The Spirit Bear drop below, and M5 AL have to back off. I mean, it's spending. Look at these Dragon Slave. Music is going to go down. First blood claim by Lina. They're not done yet. Chitan drops as well. Blood Angel in the thick of it. The Spiderling's doing a lot of damage. 3 kills immediately from M5. And again, they're doing this 3v5. That is not what you want, and it is the downside of going for this. You will be under leveled, very susceptible to that burst damage. I mean, we talked about the burst damage, Lumi, but I don't think either of us expected it to play a role quite this soon.
And when we talked about the burst damage, I was thinking Laguna Blade, not a level 2 Dragon Slave, but that level 2 Dragon Slave is killing people right now. And Absolute Legend did now have to transition back to a normal game, but the losses, the damage has already been done. Look at the EXP difference. I mean, that translates to at least 2 or 3 level average per hero. And if you look at the level chart, that is exactly what we see. We see a 4-5-6-4-5 to a 3-3-3-2-3. Yeah, man, this game is not even close. And in terms of towers, it's completely evened up. As Sand King destroys that one, he's going to have Arcane Boots. He's got 2 pairs of boots. Missed buying that one. He's got Arcane Boots. And after getting the Arcane Boots, if he gets a quick Blink Dagger, this game could go really wrong for Absolute Legend.
You know, it's not... The gold graph was actually favoring M5 before they even got that second tower, and look at it now, over 2,500. When you run a push strat like this, you're either trying to just end the game immediately or get a gold lead and then use that to sort of propel yourself to a mid-game a secondary push or just an advantage that you can carry over there. But any advantage they hope for is gone, and, well, they're fully committed. Still grouped up as 5, still very underleveled. I don't think they could do this. They don't have they don't have anything to really damage down the tower quickly except for Edict, but this track is going to drop. They're going to go for it anyway, though. Lightstrike Man, Shaitan, look at him. Just the tower shot's going to kill him. Shaitan dies, and Godot narrowly dodges the Sunstrike, which would probably do about half his damage. Spirit Bear, even the Spirit Bear can't tank. 1,400 health, 5 armor. It's just not enough.
And here comes Sand King. He's level 6. He's got the ultimate. LSA is going to hit on Godot. Godot very low. He's going to go down. We saw Pugna buying back. They really are dedicated to this, but Snoopy getting forced back. He's absolutely gone. Chen is going to go down. Look at that offensive earn from a Chen. They're going to pick down Bleak. Music is going to go down, and that's a second team wipe. This game, I mean, it's all over the place, but I don't think Absolute Legend can keep doing this. They are too far behind. If they want to play a normal game, they might have a chance in the long run to come back and even out the goal advantage and or goal disadvantage. But if they want to try to go for a 5-man push down the bot lane, it's not going to work out because Sand King very close to his Blink Dagger already.
You really can't do it anymore. The question is, what do you do now? I mean, you talked about transitioning back into the laning stage, but that was back when they were down a couple of kills. Now they're down 7, and on top of that, what really matters here is the levels. Max Burrow Strike, level 3 Dragon Slave, level 3 Spawn Broodlings, as well as just the general tankiness, the extra stats and items that come from this lead. AoE, they have a squishy lineup, and even Bleak, the one who should be tanking it up in the front lines, well, he doesn't have his true form yet. His bear, we saw it die in like 6 or 7 shots from the tower, as well as a couple of nukes. They're not done. They're going to keep on trying to push, but this time it's not all 5, and, well, that's going to be trouble.
Ultimate gets channeled, realizing there's no sun nearby. Shaitan just melts, and Bleak in big trouble. Offensive earn being dropped by the Sand King. Sunstrike, oh no, the Guna Blade just melts him. Here comes Gold, that 2-man LSA. SS out of mana at this point. Arcane boots in 2 seconds. Malefice goes on SS, but not enough damage output here, and there's Arcane boot. Now Vegas has Mana Gusto. He also has Arcane Boot of his own. He's going to have the Burrow Strike coming on soon. Lina just dies to the Eidolons. Godot trying to run away to Earn. He could just kite around and keep dropping Earn all he wants. He's going to earn himself, but there's a blast from Shaitan and getting killed. Sanky immediately buys back. Back in the mid lane though, M5 pushing it up, and
everybody buys back.
Broodmother pushing it up as well. Everybody buying back. I know this is a really bad time to bring it up, but remember that game we played in a public game where we AFK for 5 minutes?
This is looking...
And had a whole bunch of gold and level disadvantage?
Yeah, yeah.
And our game plan was just to split up the map, farm, and try to not die. I think this is exactly what Absolute Legend needs to do.
That's what they need to do, and they are starting to do it. Although they're having these back and forth team fights, Musica is getting some levels bottom. Snoopy doing his best to hold off the push mid. I mean, it's not even a choice necessarily. They have to stop this push, and with the tier 2 down bottom, or down in the middle lane, they're on the bottom though. Once again, we see another kill for M5. And that's the burst damage they have. Absolute Legends, they're not mobile, they're not particularly survivable. When you see a lineup like this, generally they get their survivability through a mechanism, through some early bracers, maybe even drums. Burrow Strike in on Shaitan. He does drop the ward. The Earn Charge going to do a lot of damage to him. He's actually trying to deny himself already. It looked like he dropped the creep agger there. Used the lifesteal on SS, immediately canceled. The chase continues. Vegas has the Burrow Strike, is going to use it, and then walk out of there. Meanwhile, Light Strike Array onto the low druid, and it's Lina actually trying to go 1v1 with Bleak. There's the mechanism from Godot. Finally, that tower gold paying off. And M5 are actually trading rather poorly, I have to say, considering their level and experience lead, or gold lead here, and they're going to get SS another kill. In comes Vegas again. He didn't buy back, he just circled around this time, and he's not done yet. He wants Godot. In comes Snoopy, venomous kill, immediately goes invis, and there is no detection. But he's going to continue the chase anyway. Not sure he can stay rich. No, one more Burrow Strike, Sunstrike as well. They get another kill. 17 to 5 in 9 minutes. But while this is all going on, Lumi, look at the bottom lane.
Well, Vegas very low in terms of HP. The wards canceling the salve, the Earn on the top lane. Vegas on the run. Whole bunch of wards just after him right now. He's got a couple more hits away, and that ward puts him at 2 HP. He's got Sandstorm. He's got the Earn. He's going to use the Earn right now. It does not get canceled, so he should be fine. But yes, on that bot lane, Blood Angel now... Actually, it's the first one to breach into the enemy base, considering that just 5 minutes ago, the situation was happening on the opposite side of the map.
It's been reversed.
And now Chen coming in. I mean, Chen's got the mech. Excuse me, he's got the Hand of God. Look at the Midas on the mirror. He goes his Midas every time he plays. He loves his Midas, but I'm not sure if this is a game to do it. So we're in pretty for a very, very short game.
I actually...
But for now,
I think it's the perfect game to do it, but not if you're trying to end the game right now, which they really don't need to do. I mean, M5 are pressuring. They have enough of a lead. They could just farm and then look to push, but M5 is nothing if not aggressive.
The cool thing about this Midas, this early Midas, is you're basically eating a creep very quickly, so that's a counter push in a sense, or push, and you get levels, and level is huge in a game like this.
Well, they're not done yet. They're going to continue to pressure, and it's not a full-on 5-man push. It's the difference between what AO was doing earlier, what we're seeing now. It's 2 or 3 heroes tops, but they can afford to do this. The heroes have the levels, they have the advantage. They're strong enough to continue pushing with only 2 or 3, and they don't have to worry about dying. Admir already with the arcane boots. I mean, just having upgraded boots is enough to get you away in a lot of these engagements. And that's, that's not even counting the broodmother under her webs, and it's just constant pressure in every lane. M5, I mean, normally when we talk about map control, well, is there going to be an engagement here bottom? Looks like they're going to back off. They have insane map control, but you normally see this sort of map control at 20, 30 minutes, but we're seeing it at 11.
What a crazy game. SS pushing it up on the top lane with her double damage rune. One thing I want to point out is that Vegas opted for Force Staff instead of Blink Daggers, and this is going back to the interaction with Nether Ward, as it will cancel your entire combo because you can't blink. But Force Staff, well, you're going to miss a pulse or two, but it's better than missing your entire combo. Musica eats a cold snap on the bot lane, and Amir perhaps in a little bit of trouble of his own. He's going to be fine for now. And here comes the bear. It is level 7 bear, so he can get the... No, never mind. It's level 5 bear. He is can get entangle. Oh, the Gale misses, and that should be it.
They can't keep up.
Too fast.
He's just gonna walk away. And this is not a Wex invoker. He doesn't have phase boots. Oh, actually, that might not have been the right path. The Malefice to start. No, can't find the Malefice. And now broodmother chasing Snoopy back. They really can't continue this chase. Lina actually missing the stun here. Not sure it's gonna matter though. Burst Strike in on Shaitan. Lightstrike ready to follow. Look at the damage from the Nether Ward though. Sunstrike flies in. Shaitan drops. Sunstrike missing. This time a great stun on too. Look at the damage from that Lightstrike array as well as the nuke. Snoopy drops as well, and an Exhort Invoker who's not dying in a fight like this. Well, he's doing at least a quarter of your HP with every auto attack. Another good fight for M5, and I'm not sure if they can actually get Rax now, just because AL respawns so fast, but they're gonna try.
Well, yeah, and this is M5 playing so aggressive. It is in that stage of the game where everybody will spawn within a matter of seconds, and I don't think M5 could push. Better run PGG, because that bear is coming for you, and PGG, I mean, he's got his teammates, should be fine, but there's a 2-man Gale. Here comes the Centaur. Can he get off the stomp? Snoopy gets full HP down to 0. Amir coming in. Amir so very low, but drops a perfect wall, and he's going to run out. The urn gets not canceled. I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but he'll be happy about it. Broodmother, of course, pressure on the lane. Oh, if you guys still, they can't chase, and I feel like this is sort of AL red. No, how does that black hole catch him? It did, and then apparently Blood Angel walks out, or maybe he just stood still there for a second. Either way, he escapes in a black hole down the drain. Look at SS just diving in the front lines. Lightstrike Ray finishes off Shaitan. Split Earth missing completely. The nuke doing half of Musica's HP. Bleak on the chase, but this is a bear who can't catch anything. Gets the entangle. Will it be enough? No, Lightstrike around both. Admir still running. I think he's been running for 2 minutes straight at this point. This is where the Betty Hill music is necessary. And Broodmother, the entire time, pressuring bottom. They can't stop this push. They can't get the hero kills. AL look like they're totally out of their element, and they're being punished left and right. Might get finally 1 kill. There you go. Last right click from the bear, and now the turn on to Admir. They also push back the Broodmother and kill her. But I feel this is only delaying the inevitable.
I just want to point out that Lina was probably fine. Amir, with the poison debuff, has attacked his Lina twice. And took away a whole bunch of Lina's HP. This is a game where everything is going not according to plan. Goda pops a mech right now, trying to heal his teammate up. That blast is actually still doing quite a bit of damage, but those 2 Force Spirit, I feel like the Force Spirit are actually stronger than Absolute Legends Hero. Oh my god, that Force Spirit will be killing Goda. 20 HP, he's gonna walk up the hill. No, not micro properly, so not getting killed there.
Yeah, they do have really long
range. The score is 27-8, so I mean, I'll let you guys make your own conclusion about the game. The EXP chart, the gold chart is way too different. This is a 14,000 experience in 14 minutes.
PGG
what is it, average of 5 levels?
PGG is building Wraith Bands. I think that sort of tells the story of this game. Chen building a Rin of Akilo. The Rin of Basilius okay, but then stacking up the Wraith Bands here. Going for a semi-carry Chen build. If you can do that, and then go solo push the top lane by yourself, at 15 minutes, well, your team's looking like they're in a good position.
Also, impeccable Observer Ward being dropped on the bot right on the lane. This is something that you don't see in warding guides, and I won't advocate that though.
It gets you some decent. Is it giving the vision though, or is it the wards? I
No,
think it
it's
must be the wards.
Oh damn, it's misplaced. It's totally misplaced. PGG with his Wraith fans not saving him. He's gonna lose himself and the army as well. I mean, Absolute Legend, they're kind of... There's nothing for them to lose, so they could just dive and whatnot. But if M5's not careful enough, they might actually just make this game a lot more interesting than it needs to be. But Amir, they're gonna play and Dag, and look at how quickly it died to that Nether Ward. Though here comes Vigos. Does he have the ultimate? He's using the Sandstorm right now. Meteor, Deathwing Blast. Big's gonna go down. Of course, the leshrac has went down already. Man, the Sand King is gonna just shred them apart. Godad trying to run, but that Burrow Strike already coming out. 4 down. There's the Burrow Strike and a couple more right clicks. Godad's gonna go down as well. Woo.
Okay, Luby, so actually, Gods just informed me that apparently Ale had to win this game in 12 minutes or less in order to either to advance or to have a better placement. I'm not sure entirely about the tournament structure, so that may just explain what we were seeing this game. A little bit of knowledge being dropped there, but they're already past that 12-minute mark, and it is not AL, but M5 who are on the verge of winning this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think the defense has this rule that if teams are tied, it's a time. You use the time as a tiebreaker. So if you win quick, you know, it matters. That's why earlier when the game was over, I think one of the Jordan Dota admins says, "Don't leave, because time matters." But team just left anyways. But in any case, yeah, I guess that's why they're going all gun ho about it. This is definitely not a standard game.
Big whiff there by SS. In comes the Epicenter, finally getting that one off, as well as a Burn Strike. Missing Godad, but should be able to Black Hole. Actually not hitting the lean at a Light Strike array will end any ambitions there. Bleak actually pretty tanky at this point. Will it be enough, though? The Forge Spirit's doing a lot of damage. His armor ticking down slowly but surely. He's now only at +9. Now he's at +2. Oh, one more auto attack will do the job. Admir totally out of control as well. And now M5 gonna go for Roshan. PGG trolling the broodmother, gonna send him back to base. He wants this Aegis for himself, and indeed he will get it. And now M5 should have what it takes to push up the mid lane.
The best item build I've ever seen a Chen have: a Ring of Krila, Wraith Band, Arcane Boots, Ring of Hell, and an Aegis.
It's a good build, you know, gives you that
17. I guess every item build with the Aegis is a good build, but you know, sending a broodmother home and doing so, that's style points right there for PG.
Yeah, maybe, you know, maybe some infighting here. Perhaps we're having some M5 drama. No, Burrow Strike get onto Godad. They're not done yet. Sunstrike as well as the Laguna Blade. Full HP down to nothing in a second flat. Such burst damage, and Admir already level 15 compared to AL. If a hero is level 7. And this is an 18-minute game. He's already up to 15. So much action, so many kills. They still can't breach the high ground. It's obviously only a matter of time, but for now, AL are defending quite admirably.
Well, they can't breach high ground here because Broodmother's pushing up top with the Necro book. Necro 2 to be exact here. Everybody. I mean, there's a Dagon, Invoker, Lina, and Sand King are the only one getting standard items. The rest of the teams have understood what the issue is and is trolling along.
They didn't get the memo, man. I think that's what happened here. But Vigos is actually going to make a journey all the way back to the bottom lane to push it out. At some point, M5 will group up and look to push, or just slowly but surely wear these towers down. The bottom tier 3 has been pretty low. In fact, it's deniable. It's been that way for a while. Chen heal for nothing. I think just a little jungle heal there. Or maybe just to heal his creeps up, but certainly not a useful one. SS pops an Invisor. Bleak giving chase. Do they have detection? Nope, no money for detection. This is not a game where you can afford it. Actually, they have it somewhere. And they
it's on the right side, it's on the left side, and SS is walking right into it. They do see her. Can you blast her down? She's taking so much damage. There's a kill against Lina. Now Invoker is going to be next. Can we get the Malefice? Oh my goodness, the minus armor plus a cold snap. Amir's going to run across. Don't chase across, guys. It's going to be so much slow. And here comes the Malefice from Godad. He has no backup support, though. The wraparound comes from Shaitan, the big blast. And do we have the Drain? No Drain cooling down in a couple seconds. Amir gets picked off as well. But look at the bot lane. Force up the cliff. Not going to be enough. The bot lane, though, here's where the push is coming. And here comes the entire Absolute Legend team to defend.
Burrow strike in before the TP arrived, I believe, or maybe he was going for the leshrac. Either way, not going to hit on that one. The Necro 3, will it be enough? It probably can kill AL by itself, honestly. It's so powerful at this point. Actually, no. Okay, it is a Necro 3. Entangle onto PGG. Pretty good entangle right here for Bleak. Very timely as well. Epicenter on a bunch of creeps, hitting absolutely nothing, but a Burrow strike will clean up the Enigma, and they're not done yet. The Aegis pops on PGG, and now they're going to continue to give chase. Probably going to dive Snoopy past the fountain onto the next map here at the rate this game's going. Oh, they get the kill too soon, and now finally they will be able to bring down the Rex, I think.
I mean, Leshrac's defending. I'm very surprised Leshrac don't have a couple levels in Pulse Nova, considering there's so much close quarter fights right there. But yeah, the Rax is going to be going down. Broodmother sanking and Chen right-clicking away. But look at the defensive capability of these AoE. But yeah, Max Cosmic Finale is no joke, as that sanking's level 17. And right-click will get the last hit on that Rax. This is the Dota game, guys.
This is certainly Dota. It's one of the beauties of time ratings. I mean, whether you agree with them or not is, you know, whether you like them or not, it certainly makes for some exciting games when there's a tiebreaker at stake here. Musica runs into the ice wall. Lightstrike Array on 2, and the Bear, and the Meteor. All the nukes being used. Blink in from the back lines. Vgas cancels the black hole. He's been in the right place at the right time every fight in this game. 4 staff away. The Ninja's King himself, Vgas. While the Blood Angel's like, screw this, man. I'm just going to end the game. We've had our fun. Necro 3 working down the mid tower, and the retreat comes in from Shaitan. He's fully out of mana. Actually, where is the Broodmother? Diving Musica all the way up top. Forget bending the game, and Shaitan almost dying to that Necro 3 melee warrior when he kills it off, but it's not enough in the end. I hear a Sunstrike. It's going to narrowly miss on Shaitan, but the Burrow Strike will not. Is this game going to end anytime soon? I don't think so.
Sanking barely making it out there alive. An absolute legend. Holding on, man. They're like, now it's for pride. Apparently they have lost a game. I mean, they will lose a game. I'm sorry if I spoiled it for anyone.
Spoiler alert, I think, is the appropriate preface.
But they're just holding on and having fun. And as a caster, I love this. I mean, this is such a fun game to cast. Look at Sanking. He's pubbing it up. This is what we do in pubs. Like, oh my god, the fountain too far away. Get double perseverance. And so get some immediate healing going on.
It's a legit build for this sort of situation, you know?
There you go.
It's a free fountain for him or something. Close first hit entangle. Bleak's been getting a lot of entangles this game. Unfortunately, he has no damage on the Bear. Still sitting on just the Orb of Venom, the regular boots. Burrow Strike in. He is quite tanky, though. The Bear going to work. Admir drops the big Meteor. Will that be enough? Cold Snap invoked. No Forge Spirits in play yet. He's going to Cold Snap him. Force Staff in as well. A lot of burst damage here from Admir. The right click is just a bit too strong. The mechanism, timely by Godot, might be enough to save him. Blink in stun on 1 from the Sand Cage. The chase continues. Those Forge Spirits just doing an outrageous amount of damage. And look at the range of them. Sieging low ground to high ground here. And they are very spammable. Great tool to have in these engagements.
Oh, Bleak comes back with no HP, and Shaitan debuffs him so he can die quicker. I'm not sure whether he tried to save or not, but the minus speed definitely did not help out Shaitan out of mana at this point. Look at the new coming in. Lina looking for the chaos, but no, he gets Malefist up. Silent taking big damage. Bleak buys back here. No Bear, of course, and the right click's not going to do enough damage. Light Strike Array is going to miss. The lightning will not, and the right hits will bring him down. Meanwhile, Vega's looking for the biggest epicenter of his life right now. No channel so far. I mean, epicenter has been horrible this game, but I guess we don't need it in a game like this. He's going to blink Burrow for the chaos. I mean, Vegas' eyes is all over the map, looking for chances.
Godot's getting circled here. Musica as well. They're in a little bit of trouble. PGG storms in with his Vanguard. Triple Wraith Band Chen. Pretty much invincible at this point, and Godot might be the next to fall. Burrow Strike coming up cold, and Sunstrike barely going to miss. Actually, it hits Snoopy. Misses Godot, though. There's an epicenter. Going to pick up 2 more kills, in spite of what you're calling the bad epicenters. Well, he's 18-1 and 16. So I guess it's working out okay for him. Finally, they'll be able to get another set of racks. A little more fountain canopy while they're at it. This is a great game. If you want to pad your stats, I mean, this is a perfect situation to do so in.
Well,
not that I've ever
had a couple ideas. I have a couple ideas of who's going to make it to the front page of dota-academy.com in terms of highest killers and highest feeders. You know, Vigos with 18 kills, giving himself a little bit of stat buff.
Yeah, and the AL boys, unfortunately, might be headed in the wrong direction.
Especially Snoopy, who plays the support usually, so he's getting that 12 hurts, man.
Hey man, he's high fragging here. He's got 5 kills, leading the team, tied up with Bleak. It's pretty good work by him. Bleak eats a Burrow Strike. The Light Strike Array misses, but I think the Laguna Blade should do it. 4 staff away from Vegas, wanting to deny that kill to his teammate. Snoopy eating a lot of damage here. He'll go down. The Pulse Nova, actually, Musica is surprisingly level 14. Unfortunately, they miss it. T-Rex, the ult immediately misses and canceled by Godot. And Ben Blood Angel up in his own world in the top lane, just continuing to push with his trusty friend, the Triple Wraith Band Vanguard Chen. You really can't focus this guy. I guess that's the benefit of it, but they're going to try anyway. PGG taking a lot of damage. Blood Angel getting a kill. Oh, they're not done with the kills yet. I think this is about 3 kills per minute, maybe even closer to 4. Musica continuing to give chase, really wants PGG. He's going to get him with the Pulse Nova. No, the heal comes in from PGG. One more Nether Blast will do the trick. And the Spiderling's now advancing into the tier 4 towers.
Vigos on the top lane, Brutal striking with the ultimate on Shaitan. Shaitan trying to use the slow, the force staff, and the overall mobility simply too much. I just got sent a message by Holy Master explaining the result of the grouping. So for the result for the group 2 right now, assuming that Absolute Legend wins the game, or actually no matter whether Absolute Legend wins or lose, M5 is the number 2, number 3 is Ubelis, Absolute Legend number 4. Absolute Legend is currently still in the tournament, but they'll go into the lower bracket against the 3rd place from Group A. So this is Group B, I imagine.
Right, so they were wrestling for placement here, not for whether they get to advance. I believe every team in the defense does advance, but they just have a much harder road if they're farther behind. It's the same format used at the International. So either way, they're throwing about to die here. Lumi, any MVPs, any players you think deserve a shout out for crazy item builds, big or small plays, or anything remarkable as we see the throne die?
It's gotta be PGG, man. Like, this build is legendary.
Next level, I think that's the term.
Next level, yes.
I'm with you on that one. Musica using the Ghost Scepter, and of course Pulse Nova working through that, but the throne dies. Only gonna get close to a kill. Not actually securing it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for
Casual
defense.
77 kill games in 26 minutes.
77 kills. I don't think it quite beats that. Who was it? It was Mouse and Dare.
Mouse and Dare, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't quite top that one, but well, it was pretty action-packed all the same. Guys, thank you all very much for joining us. This was the defense. M5 beating AL. They will secure that 2nd place. AL in the 4th place for the group. Again, thanks all for watching. I am LD, and this is joining me was Luminous of dotacommentaries.com. But for now, that will do it for this broadcast. So thanks again all for watching, and hopefully we'll be bringing you more games in the future. And I'll just do a little plug for both of us here real quickly as I stop the recording.